From the national newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White. Canada is deepening its ties with one of the fastest growing economies in Europe. Prime Minister Mark Carney says the strategic partnership with Poland is key in quadrupling the pace of Canada's defense spending by the end of the decade.
If I may say, we learned much from the Prime Minister, from his government, including the importance of pulling our full weight in NATO. And it will take us a few years to reach Polish levels of commitment.
Carney's visit to Warsaw today follows a stop in Ukraine, where he did not rule out the possibility of sending Canadian troops as an eventual security guarantee against Russia. And experts say that comment from the Prime Minister has raised more questions than answers. Network for Strategic Analysis co-director Justin Massey calls Mark Carney's comments very cautious and far less committal than other allies. France and the UK have declared plans to deploy a multinational brigade once Russia's war ends, in order to deter potential future Russian attacks. Nova Scotia's largest wildfire has more than doubled in size, and it's damaged its first homes in the Annapolis Valley. Nova Scotia Premier Tim Houston says the fire remains out of control at several thousand hectares in size.
The Long Lake fire in Annapolis County took a real turn over the weekend, and it's had devastating impacts. It's now over 7,500 in size, maybe closer to 8,000.
Officials say a total of 330 homes have been evacuated. Canada is urging Israel to stop ramping up its campaign in the Gaza Strip. The government's endorsed a United Nations-backed finding famine is happening in the Palestinian territory and that it's likely to spread. Israel rejects these claims and says it has allowed an uptick in aid trucks, but aid groups say it still isn't enough. The Canadian Union of Postal Workers says Canada Post canceled their planned meeting today. It's the second time over the past week Canada Post has scrapped the meeting, saying it needs more time to analyze the union's offers. An online petition calls on Disney to save the Quebecois dubbed version of The Simpsons. Chorus Entertainment ended its broadcasting of the show on Teletoon and the Quebec dubbing, blaming the cost and declining viewership. Terry Dubé voices the role of Homer and says dubbing in Quebecois allows the typical Quebecer to relate to the role.
Everybody around the world can relate to him, even if it's something that is typically American, but because of the localization of the series, it's always been like something very that people could relate to.
More than 20,000 people have signed the petition so far, calling on Disney Plus Canada to dub new seasons of The Simpsons in Quebecois French. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, the Toronto Blue Jays send Matt Scherzer and his 4-2 record to the mound tonight, opening a 3-game homestand against the Minnesota Twins. The Blue Jays currently top the American League East, 5 games up on the Boston Red Sox. Victoria Mboko's U.S. Open debut was short as the Canadian team fell in straight sets to Barbora Krejcikova of Czechia in the first round. Meanwhile, ESPN analyst James Blake's keeping an eye on former champion Coco Gauff.
From the outside looking in, it's a great year. She won the French Open. She's been to a couple other finals, so she's done really well. But she fired a coach. She's having a little turmoil. She's struggled since the French Open with serving, so she brought in a specialist for her serve.
Venus Williams is set to make her return to Grand Slam tennis tonight after a 2-year absence. And Canada is through to the round of 16 at the Women's World Volleyball Championship in Thailand. From the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.